Okay, so hello everyone. So I hope that you are doing fine. So concerning the introduction of the unit, so the first thing that you have to do is you have to open the textbooks. For example, we have Ticket Gateway in Outlook. Then you go to the lesson of the vocabulary. Then you can have like a picture about the thing that you are going to present. For example, this is an introduction to the unit of gifts of youth, and it is in second baccalaureate. So as you can see here, the unit is talking about the qualities of youth. So here, as long as you have the picture right here, so you can say, or you can clearly see the path that you are going to follow, or the route that you are going to follow, which is qualities of youth. Then you would start preparing the presentation of the same theme of the unit. So here you have some vocabularies that you are going to use. And also, as I told you before, for the introduction of the unit, yeah, you can start with a discussion, or maybe with a quote, or maybe with a video, or maybe with a proverb, or with something, and then you start a discussion with students. Then you try to elicit the target vocabularies from the students. Also, another example, which is this one is from the Outlook, which is Common Core. So here are the 12 vocabularies that you are going to teach. So therefore, so as long as you have the vocabularies right here, then you can start creating your own presentation. Also here it's about, this is for ticket first baccalaureate. So the topic is about education. For example, from childhood, as you can see right here, we have map, we have media, we have a lot of things. Then you can start eliciting from these pictures. And also you can have this one. Also, we have complete the map below with the verbs related to schooling. So as you know that always in introduction to the unit, we always start with the semantic map. It can be a semantic map, it can be spider map, or also it can be like a chart. Okay, so here then you start eliciting from the students the target vocabularies, and also you can create your own PPT presentation. Okay, now when you start preparing your PPT presentation, we are going to use flashcards or visual aids, right? So for using visual aids, we are going to need some of the techniques. So one of the techniques that we talked about before is we have, for example, you show picture 1, you show picture 2, you show picture 3, then you go back to picture 1 and picture 2. You show picture 4 and 5, then you go back to picture number 3. This is a very useful technique in order to trigger the students' memory. Also, one other technique, which is the following: you have some vocabularies right here with pictures. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So students, they will ask you about the picture that they don't know. For example, they will say, "Teacher, what is number 2?" Then you ask the students, "So can someone tell me what number 2 is?" Then you start eliciting. So when the students know all the words related to these, or all the words which refer to for the following pictures, then you can hide them like this. Okay, then you will start hiding pictures. Then you will ask the students, what is number 6, for example, or what is number 3, okay, or what is number 4. The students need to tell you what is number 2. They need to tell you what is number 5. Also, this is a nice game that you can resort to. Um, Also, we can have like a jigsaw activity. So here we have 3 groups. So every group has a set of pictures. For example, this group 1. So group 1 has, like, for example, pomegranate, fig, and persimmon. So here, so every group will teach the other. Okay, so here it is the job of the representative. So representative of group 1 will teach group 3 about the following items, and the representative of group 3 will teach group 2 about the following items, and the representative of group 2 will teach group 1 about the following items. So it's like a jigsaw activity, right? Also, one of the techniques is that you show a picture to the students. You show the following pictures, and you can say, try to scrutinize this picture for 8 seconds. So when they study it for 8 seconds, you hide the picture. So when you hide the picture, tell the students to write as many words as they can, according to what they still remember saying from the picture. So the students will start writing the words. For example, they will write for example, the desk, the pen, the bicycle, or the tricycle, and whatever. Then you say, okay, stop. Then you show them the picture for about maybe 4 seconds. Then you hide it again. Then you tell the students, okay, write as many words as you can again. And the winner is going to be the one who wrote the highest number of vocabularies. Also, there is another technique. This one is called the peer teaching. Peer teaching. This is student A. This is student B. So A has some vocabularies that students B doesn't have. So they need to teach each other. Okay. So for example, what do you have? What do you have right here on the counterpart? On the counterpart. This is the counterpart. For example, B has a toaster, but A has microwave. So it has a microwave. So they need to ask each other in order to teach each other about the vocabularies that they have. Okay. Um, Also here we have plate. We have only one, but here we have mini. For example, we have like bowl, like this one. Okay, but this one doesn't have it. So they need to teach each other. So every student will be given uh, a certain a certain vocabulary item. So students 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then we will give them a task. For example, students have to study their cards silently and learn their words. Then the group is given a task which involves using the words. So we will give them a task in which they need to use all the words. So that is to say that the students need to teach each other about the words that they have. Okay, so here we will have peer teaching. For example, it may be a story construction, or maybe students are given sentences and are asked to give the correct order. So as you can see in the beginning, it is just one student with one word, but later on they have to teach each other about the words that each person has. Okay. So this one we can do it in groups. Okay, groups of 6 students. Also, we can do it in pairs. Okay. So in pairs, it means that 2 students. So 2 students will be given 3 items. For example, student 1 has this one, and this one, and this one. For student 2, he has this one, and this one, and this one again. So we will give them a certain task to do, and again, they need to teach each other about the vocabulary items that they have. Then they will work to do a certain activity. For example, they can write like a short narrative using the following items that they have. Or you can give them an activity. For example, let's imagine that you are in a desert. Try to label these vocabularies according to the most important one to the less important one. Next one, when we finish with these techniques, we can go to drilling. So as we talked about drilling, so the students need to listen to the teacher repeating the word or the target vocabulary 2 or 3 times. So the teacher is going to repeat. Then second, the students need to practice. So the teacher will provide a model pronunciation. Then the students can practice. How can they practice? We have 4 types of practicing. Number 1, we have articulatory loop. So it means that students will repeat the word just in their mind silently. Mumble drill. So the students will mumble the word that they have just learned. Or we have choral repetition, which means the whole class, or individual repetition. Okay. So some of the people say when to present the form. Is it at the beginning or later? So normally we present the form in the beginning. So you show, for example, a picture, then you elicit the target word, and you write the word in the sentence, and you pronounce the word, and also the students pronounce it as well. So this is the way we do it. Okay, one of the things which is new right here, which is personalization. So it is simply the process of using the new word in a context that is real for the learner personally. Also, memory of new words can be reinforced if they are used to express personally relevant meanings. So here we have to personalize the word. It means that the students will give you some sentences in which they use the certain word. For example, we can say, ask learners to write a true sentence using the new word, preferably applying it to themselves or someone they knew. Example, the target word is frightened.
So this then you will say students must say the last time I felt frightened was when, and they need to finish. Or the last time I felt bored was when, and the students need to finish. Also, learners asking each other what makes you embarrassed or frightened. They need to ask each other, for example, students A, B, what makes you frightened? Okay. So in order that they use the word that they have just been exposed to. Also ask learners to make an association network. So here we are talking about hyponymy. If you still remember hyponymy, so they need to make some hyponymy in order to associate words. For example, we have family. They need to develop a kind of branch. They can do like branching. For example, family. In family, what do we have? Mother, father, son, brother. It's like a branching. For example, like this one, as you can see here, right here, we have an iron. Okay, so the target word is iron. So in iron, we can get strong, railways, hardwood shop, tools, metals, blood, steel, rusty, and all this stuff. Okay, they need to make associations like hyponymy. Or for example, I told you for family, for example, it's like a branching, because whenever you have associate work, you develop your network, your vocabulary network, and also you develop the words which are associated to the same topic. So it's like the students are organizing their map for the vocabularies they have just learned. So that's why it's gonna be easy for them to retrieve the words that they are looking for, because they are already there in a branch, okay, or in a category or associate network, as we say. So also don't forget about the comprehension check. For example, I am hungry. So do you want to drink? No, I want to eat. So students, I am hungry. The teacher, so the teacher is testing the students. So the teacher said, do you want to drink? So here we are testing, we are checking the comprehension of the students. So the students say, no, I want to eat. So if he says, no, I want to eat, it means that he understands what the word drink means. Also here about some of the practice activities that we can relate to. We have talked about them before. We have identifying, count the numbers of times plane and train occur in the text, find full words connected with flying in the text, find 5 phrasal verbs in the text. It can be labeling. For example, we have a chart and we label. It can be anagrams. So anagram means we have a word, but the letters are not organized. We need to organize. For example, here we have SNAJE. So here it means jeans. Okay. Here we have ETI. So it means tie. So then the students need to organize the letters. Also we have word soup. So here we have some kind of, so according to these letters, you have to form as many vocabularies as they can. For example, we have here t-shirt. We have here, for example, suit, as you can see, jacket. Okay. Also we have selecting, choose the odd one out in each group. So here the students need to find the intruder in each category. For example, we have blouse, skirt, tie, and dress. Okay, so they need to find the intruder. Also, we have open-ended selection. So work in pairs, choose 5 words to describe yourself, use a dictionary if necessary. So the students need to choose a word to describe themselves. Matching, so we have matching activity, so they need to match. Permanism, like this one, for example, dog, you will look for the similar picture, so it is not this one. So this is a cat. So dog, so it is not this one. So you keep looking until you find it. So it's not this one. Elephant, and also until you find it. We have sorting. Put this adjective into 2 groups, positive and negative. So here we have about sorting. Also, we have ranking and sequencing. Imagine that you have just moved into a completely empty flat. You can afford to buy 1 piece of furniture a week. Put the following items in the order in which you would buy them. Exactly. So here is like classifying or ranking according to the importance of each one. Also, we have ranking and sequencing. Work in pairs. Think about what people do when they travel by plane. Put the actions below in the correct column: before the flight and after the flight. Leave the plane leave the plane, so it is after the flight. Check in, it is before the flight. Gap filling, opening, closed. So complete the text by writing an appropriate word in each space. So gap filling, we have two types. We have open and closed. So opening means that this one, we don't give you options from where you can select. But for close, we give you options. For example, here we have, you need to choose from the following list. So here in closed, we give a list. But for the first one, we don't give a list. Okay, so this one is called open. The first one is open, and second one is closed. Also, we have multiple choice. You have to select. Okay, so this is what we all have now. So I am expecting to have your first presentation after the holiday with the worksheet. Okay, so I need, then we will try to analyze each one, and we will say what is it good, or does it need something, or does it need some improvements. Then we will decide which one is good and which one needs to be redone again. Okay, so thank you so much, and see you later.